I'd like to welcome everybody back to the show. This is How to Be a Better Restaurant Customer with our host, as always, my wife, the lovely, talented, and inspiring author, Marta Daniels. How you doing today, Marta?
Hi, Tyson. I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. A little tired, but, we do what we got to do.
Right.
So, what's been going on lately?
Well, we got a couple of new features coming up on the blog, so I'm just really excited about that. We have a
Okay.
live chat tonight.
Oh, sweet.
I think by the time everybody sees this post, that chat will have already happened.
Okay.
But we're looking to have a chat every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, so that's the
Sweet.
big
Sweet.
news. Yeah.
So that means you're going to be in the chat.
I am going to be there, yeah.
Okay, but your chat option is always available to your fans. They
Yeah.
can always chat amongst themselves.
Always chat amongst themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right. Well, I guess we'll get right into the post. And this week's particular post is called "If Our Restaurant Always Lets You Down, Then Don't Come Back."
For all of our sakes.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about this post?
Sure. Well, this post is about people that come into restaurants and they're like, this place always screws up my fries. This place never gets my steak right. This place is always slow. I hate this place. I mean, you have people that come in and they loudly say stuff like that. And my attitude is, just like the title says, if my restaurant always lets you down, then don't come back,
Right.
for all of our sakes, because you're driving me crazy.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. Any particular incidents that you want to talk about in this particular post?
Yeah, I had a situation happen to me one time, and this is just, I mean, it wasn't funny to me at the time because of, having to deal with this person's attitude, but it's funny to me now.
Okay.
I had a lady, and she came in by herself on one top, and I went to take her order, and she wanted a steak, and I'm like, how do you want your steak cooked? And she says, medium well, or whatever the case may be. And then she said, but I want it to be fresh. And I said, well, what do you mean by that, ma'am? And she said, I want the meat to be fresh. And I said, well, ma'am, that's not a problem. Our meat is always fresh, so it's not a problem. And she said, no, because I came here a couple weeks ago and the meat was old. And I said, excuse me? And she said, oh, I could tell that the steak was at least a week or two old. And, so I want fresh meat this time. And I said, well, ma'am, our meat is fresh. And she said, no, it was old. And I said, well, ma'am, you know what? I said, I stick by the fact that our meat is fresh. But I do need to add to you that if I went someplace and the meat was old, I wouldn't go back.
Right.
And she said to me, well, I didn't have a choice. And I mean, to this day, I'll never know what that meant. I don't know if like somebody stuck a gun to her head and said you have to go back to the restaurant or whatever the case may be. But
they had a bomb strapped to her.
Yeah, they had a bomb strapped to her or something. But I'm here to tell you, what, you do have a choice.
Right.
If my restaurant's letting you down, don't come back. For all of our sakes.
All right.
Enough said. Just saying.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's one of the things I think your fans really love about your site. And that's that it's truthful, it's educational, but it's extremely humorous.
Yay!
And that's another skill that you have about luring people to for your writing ability, and that's good.
Thank you, Tyson.
You're welcome, sweetie.
Yay.
Okay. What were some of the other topics that we wanted to talk about?
Well, I think that in saying that, that hey, we don't want you to come back if you're always unhappy. And I have had a few other posts that deal with similar concepts of, not wanting customers to just be, these big complaining heads for no reason.
Okay.
But I did have a comment recently by a lady named Carmen. Hi, Carmen.
Hi, Carmen.
And she said to me, she had read one of my posts. And, she said that she's a person who, when she goes out to eat, if the food is wrong, if it's just cooked absolutely wrong, then rather than seem like this person who's just a big complainer, she will eat it or pick at it as best as she can, and she'll even leave a good tip for the server.
Wow.
And while I think that that's just, awesome in a lot of ways.
Why does she say she does that?
She says that she doesn't want the staff, the managers, the staff, anybody to see her as a fussy person. And here's the thing, there's a difference.
Right.
There's a person that complains because they're a complainer and they're going to find something to complain about. If nothing else, they'll complain about the music
Right.
or why don't you have a name tag? Or they'll find something.
Right.
But then, I mean, there's a legitimate situation where your food comes out and it's nothing like you asked for, or it just looks gross to you. You should have to eat it.
Right.
I mean,
right.
you're paying for it. There's nothing wrong with you saying, you know, in an albeit polite way, this is this isn't what I wanted, and you know, I'd like something else, or you know, I don't want to pay for this. Um, so I know you and I had discussed this. What do you think that a person should do in this situation? And I think that we felt pretty much the same, that
Yeah.
they should definitely talk
Yeah.
to a manager,
Yeah.
let them know what the problem is.
I was almost upset for you, Carmen.
Yeah.
If you pay for something, you have the right to get what you pay for. In any instance, whether it's food or services, whatever it is,
Absolutely.
you pay for it, you own it. It's yours, and it should be right.
Right.
So don't feel bad. And we appreciate RCs like this too that can look at this blog for what it is, an educational piece to help to be a better restaurant customer. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
So keep your comments coming, Carmen, and again, we got your back.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, one thing I'd like to add that I said in the post too, Carmen, if you get attitude from a manager or a server, that's the, you know, you've said, look, this isn't what I want, you've been very polite about it, and they give you an attitude problem, they're out of line. And
Right.
something that I specifically said to Carmen was, if your server gives you attitude, then don't tip them. I mean, one of the major things I talk about on the website is that you need to tip your server, and all the reasons why, and all the reasons why it's unacceptable to not tip your server. But this is one instance where I'm giving you absolute, you know,
Right.
go for it. Don't leave a dime.
Yeah.
If your server gives you an attitude just because you would like your food remade.
Some of the ways that you could avoid it, not that it's your responsibility, something that I've done is when I'm dissatisfied with the food in whatever way. It could be that I just don't like it. I tried something new, which I rarely do, and I don't like it. When the server comes over, I immediately tell them, it's not your fault, but I need to see a manager. And then that kind of lets them know that they didn't do anything wrong. At least you can continue to take care of me the way you were taking care of me, but I'm gonna need to talk to the manager. So there's good ways to go about doing things.
And you can also say to the manager when the manager comes over, if you've had a great experience with the server as far as their attitude, their promptness, and that kind of thing, you can say the service has been great, but this food is another matter,
Right.
so that the manager knows that the server is doing their job, and that it's more the kitchen or whatever that they need to get into. So.
Okay. Well, great. All right. Well, as always, it's been good talking to you.
Been good talking to you too, Tyson.
Yeah, I love this.
Yay!
This is awesome.
We're having so much fun.
Yeah, we sure are. And I know your fans are loving it too. The blog is it's almost quadrupled in a short period of time since it started.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And we're just looking for the Lord to do bigger and better things. And is there anything you want to say to your fans or even your critics out there? Anything?
To fans, I just want to say thank you. I love you. You're so awesome. To the critics, hey, I want to say thank you too, because I mean, the bad press is still press. As far as we got a great post out of a negative comment last week. So hey, as long as there's no profanity, if you don't like what I have to say, I'll post your opinion. I'm going to respond as well, especially if you're doing something that might, you're talking bad about my fans and stuff. But no profanity, I'll post it. So comments, keep them coming.
All right. Well, always until next time.
Until next time, God bless you.
All right. You guys stay cool.
We love you. Bye.